Guys, so a lot of YouTubers do their like daily iPhone video channel thing, and it's just to like keep you guys updated and keep you guys interested in what they're doing, and maybe a little like sneak peek into what their life is actually like, sort of thing. Make it more personable, more connected to you. So this is my attempt at that. I don't have an iPhone, but I do have an Android, so it's pretty much the same. Right now, I'm working on my Halloween costume, and I can walk you through like the steps that I'm going through for that. So I'm not going to show you guys any of the completed pieces because I again want it to be a surprise. But I can show you the process that I'm going through. So the first step is, want I wanted something amazing. I mean, I want something good, something that'll stand out, that people like, and it'll show that I worked really hard on it. Because what's the point in going out if you're not gonna do something cool? I realize I say like a lot. I'll try not to. So I decided to use a technique that I've used before, but not for costumes. It's called Pepakura. It's a Japanese software, but basically the process is paper, and you're printing out these shapes and cutting them out and putting them together to make a 3D shape. So before, like what I've done here is it's Pikachu. Pretty basic. Just wanted to make something because I haven't done it in a while. In college, I used to make more stuff. I don't have them anymore because I moved and got rid of them. But for this one, I decided to go with kind of an armored suit sort of costume. Well, there's a hint, but there's plenty of armored suit costumes that could be made. Another hint is it's from a game, so a decent amount of people will recognize it. If they don't, it's still cool. So the first step is, now that I have an idea for what I want, I need a 3D model. Either I have to make it myself, or somebody on the internet has already made it. And I can do 3D modeling, but I didn't want to take the time, so I decided to search for a pre-made model that I could just use. And then if I couldn't find one, I'd make one myself. So I did find one, and what you can do is you have to have your 3D model editing software. There's plenty out there, free, paid, whatever you like, as long as you can export it to, I think, like a 3DS, which is like 3D Studios Max format, and then you have to have this Japanese software called Pepakura. That's Pepakura. I can put that in the description so you guys can take a look at that. And basically what it does is it'll take that 3D model and it'll flatten it out. So you have to play with it because it's not going to be perfect like the way it flattens out. But you can take that and manipulate the pieces so that it's easily worked with. And then you print those out on actual paper. In my case, I'm not using paper, this is cardstock. It's a little bit thicker. Here's a look at the software. So here's one of the pieces. This is the 3D side. And then here's the flattened out. So each piece is a piece on here. And on this side, you can put your mouse over one of the edges, and it'll show where it's linked to. So once you print it out and then you cut out a piece, I'm like, I don't know where this piece goes because they're not labeled at all. So I can come onto here and then find this piece, mouse over that one that I was looking at, and it shows me. So then you can piece them all together by glue. I'm just using straight Elmer's glue, but any sort of glue works. I was thinking about this earlier, and it's probably a good idea to use regular like Elmer's glue, white glue, something, maybe not Elmer's, and not like a super glue, because when you're putting them together, like especially if you've never done it before, you need at least a few seconds to get it into the right place, and then you want to hold it. So the stronger the glue, like super glue or something like that, the faster it dries. But if you make mistakes, then it can be really hard to fix. Like trying to tear the pieces apart or having to cut it and then tape it or something like that. That doesn't work. So after you get the pieces together, I don't have a small piece to really show you, but once you get them built into 3D shapes, then there are many different steps or many different ways that you can get it harder, because you don't want to just be walking around in this paper costume, whatever, because you're gonna hit something that's gonna fold in, crumble, sort of thing. So the process that I'm using to make it harder into something I can wear out is to use fiberglass resin. So I have Bondo, which is very popular for fixing cars, as you can tell from the car on here, and some fiberglass cloth also. So what this is kind of like a cement. Some of the steps on here somewhere, basically they have the base Bondo cream, which takes up most of this, and then in the top there's a little mixer that actually makes it harden, so the hardening cream or whatever. So you mix a little bit of it together in a pan, and then you get a paintbrush, and sorry I can't show you right now because I'm not to that step, but you get a paintbrush, you brush it on really quick over the whole surface, and then you let it dry, and it's hardened. And so you want to do multiple layers of that to make it as thick as you need it to be. And then the fiberglass cloth is usually used on the inside, and it's used to really reinforce what you're working on. So if I use any of that, which I probably will in a couple pieces, like the pelvic piece and maybe the helmet or something, what you do is you apply a quick layer of the Bondo, the liquid stuff that you have to mix up, and then you put pieces of the fiberglass cloth on top of that, and then you can put another quick layer of the Bondo on top of that, and then once it hardens, it's really strong because the fiberglass cloth bonds with the Bondo, and it really makes it solid, something that you need, so that you don't break these. There's a lot of tutorials out on the internet, like on YouTube, for making some Halo, like Chief costumes and stuff like that. So I'm doing the equivalent of that, but with a different character. So I'll keep you guys updated. I think that you'll like it. Once I get to the stage where I'm doing the Bondo fiberglassing, then I'll take some video of that too, so you guys can see that process. And then once I get to the painting, I can also show some glimpses of that, but I don't even have paint yet, so I'm about halfway done making my pieces. I'm going to try to finish making them by the end of next weekend, so exciting. Gotta get done before Halloween. Okay, peace.